Oh, that would be inspiration from my mother and father's small business. They had a paper hanging company, my father's family, and my mom was the accountant and bid preparer, and my father was a subcontractor along with his family. So a lot of long evenings, long weekends, and I think I learned my work ethic from them and my interest in small business from our family's small business. And that's what eventually led me through studying music and biochem all the way to getting to being a workforce development manager and helping those find work in our city. Well, I think I bring a pretty unique perspective because I lived in Chile for 13 years. So along with speaking Spanish and English and coming from nothing, and I like to think of living a little bit of the immigrant journey myself, even though I'm not a true immigrant. I do have my green card in Chile. I like to think that I know how it feels to come in and start from nothing and be working under the table, all the way to being a consultant for a Fortune 500 company. So it was a great experience. I think being able to improvise, be resilient, and being comfortable with reinventing yourself when needed to answer that knock on the door when it happens is definitely a strength. I think through my leadership, we've been able to reach a lot of people throughout both the current community center where I work, where I've been director of workforce and training and now manager of Recovery Works. And at my last community center, Chicanos por la Causa, we've been able to reach participants that have just been released from incarceration, that might be coming off the street, that might have visited the courtyard or another local program in town, as well as those during their retirement years needing to once again go back into the workforce. So there's a large variety of community partners that have to come together in kind of this knitted fabric to be able to serve the needs of the community and create a patchwork of resources for each individual case. I like to call it the ultimate problem solving. So you have to be fearless and just jump in, as every case is unique. And unfortunately, it's a business that's always in demand, so to speak, is community support and employment. So I think being resilient and exploring new opportunities and partnerships with my teams throughout uncertain times, such as grant funding, as happens with community centers, is something that has been a positive contributing factor. Definitely uncertainty. I was just about to embark on my own startup journey right as the pandemic hit. And then I quickly pivoted into being an e-commerce manager and living on the inside of my apartment for 2 years. So dealing with uncertain times, uncertain funding streams is definitely been a challenge, change of leadership. And I think that's why your own personal leadership, your own set of values, your own value system, your communicational style is even more important to be able to forge a clear path ahead when everything around us might be uncertain. Going to university definitely was a proud moment for my family, as we only had one other individual and the family had made it to university. My Aunt Laura, who is a local watercolor artist here, but definitely making it to university and then completing my diploma, my Diplomado en Emprendimiento Tecnológico en Educación, which I completed at Universidad Diego Portales in Santiago de Chile. Definitely was a big achievement for me to be able to complete a postgraduate diploma in a second language and to be able to pursue entrepreneurship kind of in the footsteps of my family as well and get back to our business roots, so to speak. Well, I've been in touch ever since living in Chile with the Latin Chamber of Commerce, with Mr. Guzman, And during my freelance days and trying to network with the small business community back home in Vegas, where I'm born and raised. So I've always stayed in touch with the Latin Chamber as a really valuable resource, even when I'm away from home, of knowing what's happening in the city. Their key networking events with the Vegas young professionals, which I've frequented and brought others to, and I've recommended out for anyone who's new in the city, has really helped me keep a pulse on what's happening in the small business community. So just through their newsletters and word of mouth, I saw that they were starting this leadership programming, and since I was looking for a way to get reconnected with the startup and business community here in Vegas after my time in Chile, it was perfect timing as the city is going through a lot of growing pains, right, and growing ever faster than before. So I really think it was the right place, the right time, and I'm glad I stayed in contact with the Latin Chamber through all these years. Most definitely, the exploration with the leader of with the lead consultant of the classes. They went over the BHAG, the Big Hairy Audacious Goal. And I think that really was an aha moment to see how top businesses had aligned everything that they have done, from their mission statement to their employee makeup to their value DNA, to align with this big, hairy, audacious goal. And I think that really set the panorama for those participating in the class and what we should be aiming for. Definitely another wonderful part of the class, the secret sauce, is the other participants, of course, with the lovely hosting with Maite, as well as our group lead. We've been able to talk with other participants of the class and learn through their communicational style, their way that they overcome challenges, manage their team, their different communicational and management profiles, and definitely figuring out how to communicate with these different profiles has helped us be more versatile leaders in the job place, as well as in our communities. It's definitely been a great platform for stretching our entrepreneurship goals and visions, being able to have to explain those, our motivations, our ethics, we would like our communicational style to be, our ambitions to our other classmates, right? So you could have big ideas and thoughts up here, but if you're not able to effectively communicate it and concrete it, right, into those next action steps, it doesn't exist if it's not on paper, right? So I think definitely I've made a lot of good, wonderful connections with other local entrepreneurs that I hope to continue building on in the future as we continue exploring new career paths. I would definitely recommend the Latin Chamber of Commerce Leadership Program, hosted by Assured Strategy, to others, because it really was a deep dive into our DISC profile assessment, and really giving us tools for our tool belt, so to speak, of how to communicate with others on a team, with other communicational styles, people with other work strengths in the workplace. I think it definitely deciphers the different roles in the workplace and how to interact with them and leverage together the strengths as a team. So instead of picking on deficits or what we're lacking, we definitely focused on our strengths within all those participating in the leadership calls. And I think that definitely was a creative and collaborative process where we got hands-on experience at practicing, communicating with other personality types and ourselves to be able to build stronger relationships and understand our effective leadership more better for the future.